Well, a big Shazam to you people. We're going to talk about drones today, but we're going to open with a meme because I think it's funny, and holy smokes, this whole situation is wild. Next, I just saw this drone outside my window. We've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. Ay, ay, ay. All right, this situation is wild, big time wild. Stay with me. I'm going to give you 3 lenses through which I look at this situation and a lot of situations. 117 of y'all have asked me my opinion on it. I'm going to offer that to you. And with your permission, I'm going to put on a little, just a smidge of tinfoil / aluminum foil and just a little bit. Nothing crazy, Ethel. Nothing at all. But just some things we need to talk about in this situation. Should be fun. All right, it's a crazy world out there. The left is trying to destroy America big time. But good news, Patriot Mobile takes a stand for conservative causes. They put America first, and you can as well. When you switch to Patriot Mobile today, you're going to get the same nationwide coverage as the big providers because Patriot Mobile operates on all 3 major networks. Plus, they back their service with coverage guarantee. 100% US-based customer service. They're going to help you find the best plan for your needs. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Go to patriotmobile.com/JohnnyB or call 972-PATRIOT. Right now, get a free month when you sign up and use the offer code JohnnyB. Don't get fooled by the other providers. They don't and they can't provide the same coverage. Join me. Switch to America's only Christian conservative mobile provider, Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com/JohnnyB or call 972-PATRIOT for a free month of service today. patriotmobile.com/JohnnyB or call 972-PATRIOT. Big thank you to those folks. You people, thank you for a tinfoily thumbs up. All right, here's the deal. When you mention tinfoil, people often will just dismiss the whole thing and go, oh my gosh, you're one of those people. The great thing I think that we have really struggled to hold on to in this channel is that we live in the tension. We live in the gray. Life is not black and white. There are some things that are black and white. Yes, absolutely. There are other things that are just an amalgam or a mixture. It's not all one way or the other. I saw on a thread today about the orbs, and we're going to talk about the orbs here in a minute, and one guy says, I don't care about that. Release the Epstein list. I'm like, bro, both can exist at the same time. You can wear a little tin foil and go, yeah, that's not adding up, and not believe that there's alien bases on the moon. The moon could just be a rock. Both can exist in the same universe, and too many people go all the way one direction or all the way the other. This thing is not adding up. This is the wild one. ABC7 released this right now, this picture of, or video of, the orb. What the heck is that? What is going on now? First, we got the drones, and we've got a bazillion amateur astronomers and amateur videographers and amateur analysts trying to parse the information of drones. And you've got some drones that are exhibiting where the moisture goes behind the drone, and people are like, oh my Lord, they're spraying chemtrails. No, sometimes they can exist in 2 separate worlds. Sometimes we do know that the government has tried to monkey with the environment. We know that, yes. And sometimes there's just water behind, vapor trails behind moving objects. Both can exist in the same, it's not one or the other. But then this orb shows up, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the orbs that were with the MH17, the Malaysian flight. There's too much controversy around that. We do know this, that there are orbs. All right. I want to put on, just a smidge of tinfoil, but stay with me. I'm going to say something, and your Ethel is going to dismiss me totally. Peruvian face peelers. That is a story that came out a year and a half ago, and it was maybe these alien things. Don't think that I believe in Peruvian face peelers, but something was going on down in Peru. A couple guys or a group of dudes from Knoxville, Tennessee, a church went down there to interview. Here is the part, and there's a thing in actual academic research called the ring of truth. You hear it, you go, that. It's called the ring of truth. That really is a phenomenon. I heard maybe the biggest ring of truth I've ever heard in all of this, in all of the whole stuff that I do and that I talk about. I talked to the Patreon folks a little bit about aliens this summer. Just fun stuff, nothing crazy. The moon is a rock, okay? The moon is a rock. They went down there, the Knoxville guys went down to talk to these people about these Peruvian face peelers. It seemed like there were humans in black outfits that had fantastic technology that moved too fast and was too quiet and were doing phenomenal things down there. And villagers saw it. The entire village saw it. And one little girl was willing to be interviewed. Here comes the ring of truth. People are like, those are aliens. That's alien technology. Oh my gosh. I don't know. It's better technology than I've ever seen, but it's not that fantastic. It's not, oh my gosh, it could only come from Mars. This little girl, and you can find it really, really easy. I heard the ring of truth. She was listening. She had been abducted, or they held on to her, captured something. She was with these couple of guys. They were humans in black outfits, full on military technology, and they started arguing with each other. And then she goes, one of them talked like us, and the other talked like a gringo with an accent. I'm like, I just got chills just now. I'm like, that's accurate. That is one of the most accurate things. Just a narrative tale. The oral tradition and narrative tales are accurate. This little girl said, no, I heard two of them arguing, and one was a Westerner, a white person, who was speaking in our language. I don't know if it's Portuguese or an Indian dialect. I don't know. But he had an accent, and then one person didn't have an accent. Now we're getting to the bottom of it. Now, there is technology that exists that we know, all the way from Bob Lazar and all that. There is technology that is not part of regular life. We know that. The glowing balls were really interesting. I have no idea what they are. I do know this, and then I'm going to give you the three. I do know that January 20th, a man is going into office that is going to shut down the military-industrial complex. Not literally, but he will shut down the transference of wealth and the non-stop purchasing of everything. All that money that's going to the Ukraine, they're not shipping buckets of money to the Ukraine. They're buying stuff from the military-industrial complex and either shipping that over there or moving that to the military, taking the old military stuff and sending that overseas. It's a mixed bag. There's a lot of different ways they do it, but all of it is not going overseas. It's going to the military-industrial complex. We know that. We know there's technology, and we know that there is a funneling of massive amounts of cash. And there are people and beings and entities, and when I say beings, the moon's a rock. The moon's a rock. There are people and entities that don't want that to happen. We have said all along something could happen between now and January 20th. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know. I've got a few theories, but I don't know. But I do know this. They want to keep the money flowing, not to the Ukraine, but to themselves. I have no idea what they've got up their sleeves. Let me give you three lenses through which I'm looking at this whole situation. Pause, asterisk. Jared is on top of this. I suspect he's going to have a lot more info in the coming week. Follow Guns and Gadgets. He's going to have more info. He is on top of this thing, and he has more ends and relationships with people up north than a redneck does. Three things. Number three, the commander-in-chief is cognitively compromised. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He's not in charge. Who's in charge? I don't know. But remember, the commander of the armed forces is a dawdling old pervert that poops his pants. That sounds funny. That's accurate. Number two, they lie. They lie. The military doesn't and can't tell everything that they're doing. If this is a military operation, which I don't know if it is, they can't just go, hey, public, this is what we're doing. That's not what they do. That's not what they should do. Plus, I won't say half the military. There are people in the military that I think are perverts, and there's also some that are just holding on to the bastions of Americanism, and they're trying their best. I don't know a lot about that, but I do know this. They don't tell us everything. The White House lies. They lie. They have told us we're in the strongest economy of all time, that the border is not a problem. Oh, take this shot. You'll be fine. If you like your doctor, you're going to keep your doctor. They've been lying for decades, if not centuries. And then also, I believe nothing. How about that? Believe nothing. Number 3, the commander-in-chief is cognitively compromised. Number 2, they lie. I believe nothing. Believe nothing. Doubt. Doubt. I doubt it. It can all exist in the same universe. I can go, you know what? I don't think 7 towelheads from Saudi Arabia came over here and took down the Twin Towers. There's no video footage of them in the airports. We know that. None of them boarding. We have video of all of the people boarding. They ain't no towelheads there. And so I see that, and I'm like, oh, yay. And I can also believe the moon is a rock. Does that make sense? You don't have to go full tinfoil. You can just go, doubt it. Number 2, they lie. And number one, we live in a very tolerant world. We tolerate everything. You want to be, a little boy wants to be a girl? We love you. We'll cut your genitals off. We're all about being tolerant. You want to go play women's basketball? You want to go to a women's prison? No problem. We tolerate everything. And we want to think that our world is tolerant, or some want to think that our world is tolerant. It's not. Number 1, despite our tolerant world, our enemies hate us. We live in a world where might still wins. Our progressive left wants to say, in the end, love wins. Nope, love does not win in the end. Might wins in the end. Now, the theologians among y'all are typing out the Lord wins in the end. Yeah, I get that too. I get that. But in the day-to-day, right now, in this dispensation, might will win. And our enemies hate us. When I say enemies, what does that mean? Does that mean Russia and China and North Korea? Yep. But also remember that our country is teeming and seething with American citizens, people that are here legally and illegally, both. There are a lot of folks, gazillions, that hate us and that are chipping away at our infrastructure. I believe there are large entities that hate us. I may have just mentioned a couple of them. I also believe there are individuals that hate us. Never forget that. They hate us. And if they can stop January 20th from happening, they will. What's going on up there in the north? I don't know, but I got another meme for you if I can find it. The final meme of the day. I love this. Next, Remington comes to the rescue with Remington drone loads. 25 plastic shot shells. There was a lady in Jared's video that was going, oh my God, they're so quiet. The drones are so quiet. My husband has a DJI drone and it doesn't sound like that. These are not DJI drones. These are the size of a Suburban. And I want to say this, Remington drone loads, those of y'all that live around and up and near that, act accordingly. The moon is a rock. See y'all soon.
Back me up, go all in, by Joe Biden. I gotta win, save the country from sin. I won't never slack up, get your money back up. Try and cuss my voter and you're bound to get smacked up. Get up, stand up, throw your MAGA hats up. If you got the feeling, Kamala's unappealing. Trump's got the hot flow, Dems are talking junk though.
This gun fits my hand better than this one does.
Diabetes.